Hello everyone, I'm Jacob with Very Good Knife Company. This time we're going to do a comparison of our three new models, the Hornet, the Falcon, and the Mustang, with some of our more popular models. So you can see what it looks like in the hand and get an idea of size and feel. Let's get into it. So looking at these knives up close, the first thing, the biggest difference is the sheath. The EDC models, and when I say EDC models, now everybody has their own idea of EDC this and EDC that. The EDC community really likes the whole taco style sheath thing. And I carry one too, so I can't really knock you there. But these sheaths for the mainline models are a little bit more suited to durability, long-term wear. You can add things to them a little easier. But with that being said, these are just as customizable. For instance, you can take and swap out the vertical belt loop for a scout carry belt loop that comes with the knife. Another major difference is thickness. The EDC models are 30 thousandths thinner than a tradition or an adventure. The adventure is our #1 seller, and that's a good comparison of size. The handle on the two is very similar, except a lot slimmer on the EDC models. Now, the EDC models, all three of them have essentially the same handle. There you have all three. And for comparison, here's a tradition. So the length is pretty close to the same. The width is going to be a lot slimmer on the Mustang, Hornet, Falcon. This is Adventure Tradition here. Of course, they're a lot thicker, a lot heftier. Now, these knives are all three hollow ground, whereas an Adventure would be a flat grind. In my opinion, it's just a little bit more durable for doing really abusive work. So if you're going to be doing anything like that, I would lean more towards the Adventure. However, if you're slicing things, cutting things open, opening bags, cutting straps, whatever you're doing with it, if it's not super heavy duty, then this might be the knife for you. It's definitely lighter, and they feel fantastic. On the Falcon, you've got the Warncliffe blade. And these are great for any sort of utility. Now, when I say heavy duty, that doesn't mean that these knives won't handle it. Of course, I'm fully backing them 100%. But with that being said, I gravitate towards the Adventure and its flat grind because I really do like to abuse my knives. The sheath is going to be a lot smaller. You can put an ulti-clip on these sheaths. These sheaths, the taco style sheaths for the EDC knives, have a compatibility for tech lock, both large and small. You can put an ulti-clip on there, slip it in your pocket. It is a lot slimmer than these sheaths. And of course, like I mentioned, we send it with a scout carry belt loop, so you can do that as well. There's a lot of options for these guys, and they're pretty cool. My favorite of the three, if you know me, is going to be a clip point. The Mustang is absolutely fantastic looking. I love these knives. I love the hollow grind, the swedge. These are great looking knives. We have the Hornet, which is essentially an oversized wasp. This knife is basically the same thing as the wasp, just bigger. The handle is larger, thicker, blade's bigger. So one of the things that people were complaining about with the, not necessarily complaining about, but stating that the wasp was a little too small for them. Now, on the other hand, we've had a whole bunch of people saying that these are just too big. They like the size of the wasp mantis. It's all a preference thing. It's 100% preference. I personally prefer a larger knife. My hands are not super small, and I just like to feel it. When I say we build them hefty, uh, it's because that's how I like them. So, in comparison with a Wasp, you can see that the blade and handle contour is the same. It's just bigger. So we've got one for everybody. We've got one for the small-handed or somebody that just likes a smaller knife, and the larger hand, of course. The biggest difference between these two, aside from overall size, is the thickness of the steel. Um, there's a 30 thousandths difference between these two, and there's a 30 thousandths difference between these two. You've got 135 steel, 165 steel, and 195 steel. So there's a good comparison for all three. We've got our super beefy, not quite as beefy, and then not really that beefy at all. And there you have it, a close-up look and comparison with some of our more popular models and our three new models, the Hornet, the Mustang, and the Falcon. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Have a good one.